This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Don Brennan. I'm John Scalzi. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday morning, December 14th. And thankfully, at least for me, John, and probably for you, not as much fog this morning. It was a little easier commute.
It's very interesting, actually. The fog is pretty thick along the coastline. It is very thick along the coastline, and dense fog advisories have been issued. However, not everywhere along the coastline, and it really does depend on which way the wind is blowing. Earlier this morning at about 2 o'clock, it was pea soup. Then the wind shifted a little bit to the north, and the fog has decreased just a little bit. But any little shift in the wind will bring that fog right back. It is thick out in Gulf waters, so mariners particularly pay attention to that. Otherwise, we'll watch throughout the morning hours the possibility of dense fog rolling onshore. Right now, half-mile visibility around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. Locally, things, as Don mentioned, not as bad as it was yesterday morning, so we're glad to see that. But we'll watch very carefully for any little shift in the winds that may occur. No rain this morning. Everything is quiet. The forecast high today calls again for a warm afternoon with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s with a mix of sun and clouds. Complete forecast details coming up in a few, Don.
Thank you, John. So be aware of that fog as you leave the house this morning, wherever you may live. But right now, as far as traffic is concerned, not any issues, no issues or delays, not like yesterday with the overturned tractor trailer and closed down 75. So today, everything is running open. Good to hear. And not a lot of volume right now in Bradenton. And as you head down into Sarasota, everything is looking good there all the way through South County. And topping our news this morning, the Suncoast is welcoming growth in an area with a new luxury apartment complex, and it's opening today. People have already started moving into the 360 rentals available at the new complex. Work on this $50 million project began in January, and finishing touches are continuing to be added as people move in, with all amenities to be completely finished by this April.
The demand has been incredible. The leasing so far has really exceeded our expectations, and has really shown that there is a huge demand for additional housing options in addition to the traditional single-family and condo developments.
You feel like you're on vacation. I moved from Connecticut, and you have the palm trees, you have the pool, all the amenities. It's great.
A Connecticution is here. Units at the complex are available with a variety of 1-, 2-, and 3-bedroom floor plans to choose from. And a few of the entrances to downtown Sarasota could have a new look soon, as the Sarasota Herald-Tribune reporting that Downtown Improvement District is looking to install gateway signs at 3 of the main entrances to downtown. As we told you about last week, the district recommended setting aside between $150,000 and $200,000 to install the banners, with each measuring about 60 feet wide and 3.5 feet tall. The signs are meant to show drivers they are entering the heart of the city. And new productions could be coming with openings of Ringling College's new soundstage, along with additional funding options now available from the county. Last month, Sarasota County Commissioners approved $250,000 for the Film Incentive Program to help bring filmmakers to the area. Officials at the college say their new complex offer just the space they'll need, with 3 new buildings that include studios, space for post-production. County officials believe bringing productions to the Suncoast can help improve our economy.
We have the statistics to prove that it brings a lot of money. They have hotel rooms, they are in restaurants, they buy from local people a lot of things that they need.
Nancy Dietert, as a senator, took the forefront to get films, getting tax breaks for filmmaking in the state, but it failed, so she's doing it more locally now, and the Ringling Soundstage complex is expected to open early next year. Drivers thankful this morning that I-75 back to normal after the fuel tanker accident the other night caused massive backups yesterday morning. According to the Florida Highway Patrol, a woman made an improper lane change which caused the crash, as well as flipped the tanker on its side, spilling about 500 gallons of fuel onto the road. The truck driver and the driver who made the lane change were both seriously injured in the accident, and hazmat crews spent hours cleaning up the gas and debris. The entire incident leaving many concerned about traffic in the area.
I've avoided the intersection 75 and University. If I don't have to, I go any other route because it is backed up seemingly a lot.
And I listen every morning to see if there's an accident up here because it seems to be prevalent at this area.
Here at ABC7, we followed the accident throughout the night and morning, sending notifications on our My Suncoast app for drivers to avoid the area in the morning. So if you don't have that app, you should get it because it'll keep you informed on breaking news and avoid getting caught in any road closures in the future. You can download our app on your mobile device. And despite the accident on I-75 and backups and all that came with, Florida is not the worst state for drivers, but it's pretty darn close. Bankrate.com lists California as the worst state, and Florida takes 9th place. That's actually not bad. The study evaluated 50 states and was based on several factors affecting drivers, including fatal accidents, commute time, insurance premiums, gas prices, car thefts, and others as well. New Mexico, Nevada, Wisconsin, and Wyoming round out the bottom 5 states. And the fight against poverty is continuing in Manatee County, with officials pursuing ongoing goals to address the issue in the area. ABC7's Kate Flexter has the story.
For 5 years, Manatee County has focused on the fight against poverty, receiving federal grant funding for certain local nonprofits. Among them is Centerstone Addiction Treatment, which received $140,000 over the course of 2 years. Chief Clinical Officer Melissa Larkin-Skinner says the vast majority of people they help are low to moderate income individuals.
Most of them would be designated as indigent by the federal government.
Centerstone uses the grant money to help recovering addicts get housing. They say having that stability is crucial.
If somebody's worried about where they're going to sleep tonight or tomorrow night or when their next meal is, how are they really going to engage in any kind of counseling or seeing the doctor here? That's not what's going to be important.
Another goal set out by the county was to address child care for low to moderate income households.
So there's a definite need in Manatee County, as well as, there's a definite need across the state.
The Early Learning Coalition of Manatee County doesn't receive money from that specific grant, but they're making strides in addressing that need. In 2011, their average wait list was more than 1,200 children. In 2015, that was down to 963.
Families struggle just to make ends meet month to month. And so any assistance that we can provide them for child care funding frees up dollars that they may need for housing and putting food on the table, paying their utilities.
At Manatee County's Salvation Army, though, they haven't seen that same progress. Their system is overwhelmed, and they say 50% of people locally are living in poverty.
The alarming thing is it doesn't seem to be improving.
Major Dwayne Durham says there's no one solution to the problem, but says a lack of affordable housing seems to be at the core of the larger issue.
Rents may go up, but incomes may not. And so there has to be a multifaceted approach to the problem of attainable, affordable housing in our communities.
Kate Flexter, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Moving forward, Manatee County is working on the next 5-year plan and is open to public input. After receiving feedback from the community, Manatee County has approved a 6-month moratorium on medical marijuana processing facilities and dispensaries. 71% of Florida voters approved medical marijuana in last month's election. Counties throughout the state are imposing moratoriums to have more time to determine how to regulate the businesses distributing this medicinal marijuana. Now, the Bradenton City Council is also deciding whether or not to move forward with its proposed 6-month moratorium. Their final decision is expected to be made today. Also in Manatee County, it will soon cost more money to enjoy the G.T. Bray Recreation Center. Yesterday, county commissioners approved raising membership fees by $5. So starting April 1st, it'll cost people $25 a month for a single membership and $90 for a family. The center says the increase will allow them to hire more staff. The celebrity who thinks he's just a normal guy and that it is our veterans who are the real celebrities. Terry Bradshaw, who won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years during the 70s with the Pittsburgh Steelers, is now a star on the Fox NFL show, was at Captain Kurt's on Siesta Key yesterday, signing autographs and bottles of his 4 Roses bourbon, with all the proceeds going to the Wounded Warrior Project. Bradshaw took a lot of hits during his long NFL career, but it was like playing tiddlywinks compared with those who have served our country.
My service is nothing. I mean, come on, what I did professionally is a joke. I've never been shot, and I've never lost a limb. I've been shot in the head.
It's awesome. All my brothers, my father, are all military. I have an older brother that he's retired Navy SEAL, and I figured I'd get this signed for him.
Bradshaw's mom came to see him. Now, Bradshaw and Dave Stewart, the owner of Captain Kurt's, hoped to raise about $20,000 or more. Bradshaw said it needed to be $1 million, and it still wouldn't be enough. But people were lined up around the restaurant, and it seemed like their goal would be met without a problem. And teens on the Suncoast are getting the opportunity to learn more about wildlife today, as Mote Marine Lab is hosting an event called Otters and Our Waters, just for those ages 14 to 18. And it'll be this evening. They'll be hosting a guest speaker for the teens to learn more about the otters, as well as serving pizza and playing games. Are you sure they can't be 50s? I'll go. Young individuals interested in checking it out, and they can RSVP on Mote's website. Tonight, kids in Englewood also have the chance for some fun. This event taking place with deputies from the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. The Shop with a Cop outing is taking kids to the Walmart off of McCall Road to grab some of their favorite items for the holiday this year. The event is thanks to community donations and a coordination with the area's local Walmart store. If you're headed to the airport this morning, you're in for some holiday cheer there as well. Starting at 10 o'clock, the Chamber Orchestra from Hale Middle School will be performing holiday ensembles for travelers at SRQ. They say the day makes for a wonderful time and sharing Christmas spirit with passengers and workers alike at the airport. To get in on the fun, just be sure to head up to the second floor of the terminal, and they'll be performing until about 12:45, just after noon, and so you can enjoy the music. I know it would be nice. It is nice, especially when you're traveling through the airport, usually the hustle and bustle. Everybody's trying to get somewhere or get the kids, you know, keep everybody corralled and their luggage and whatnot. So to have that, probably a little soothing for the nerves.
I would think so. I would think it would be a great idea. I know they do that in some of the larger metropolitan airports. They have even, you know, really well-known world-class musicians.
I was going to say in New York, they probably have Beethoven. Real Beethoven.
The real Beethoven, yeah. They pulled him out of retirement. It's great. Glad to see it. We do great things here in our airport. Some nice weather coming our way down the road. We'll talk about that in just a few, but there's fog right now.
Yeah. I'm a little foggy myself. Still ahead, we'll introduce you to an amazing Suncoast woman that spends her days keeping the community safe. And coming up a little later in the show, an unusual rescue in New Jersey after a curious deer got caught in a very sticky situation.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident. And it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Hey, I'm really glad that you're taking a few moments to check out this video about the ministry of First Sarasota, Downtown Baptist Church. I'm William Hill, lead pastor here at First Sarasota. For the last 15 years, it's been my privilege to share in the life of this faith community, a community that centers itself around faith, friends, and family. Indeed, it is a ministry that's been in existence right here in this wonderful city for over a century.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Sarasota, we're uncorking something special at Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room. Shop in a relaxed atmosphere with our wine specialists. You'll find 1,000 international wines, 200 under $20. National brand and boutique liquors at competitive pricing. Handcrafted beers. Stop by Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room today and let us show you something exceptional.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, satellite showing some pretty good coverage of fog along the coastline right now, and a dense fog advisory is up for our entire coastline and some points inland as well. So allow yourself some extra time. There may not be fog in your particular location, but these fog banks are shifting and moving. It's kind of a living, breathing, evolving weather phenomena, fog is, and it'll pop up on you pretty quickly, and it can just as easily dissipate if the winds shift or pick up in speed just a little bit. Dew points are down a little bit compared to where they were earlier on this morning. They're at 63 degrees right now, but the air temperature is also down a little bit at 64, so the temperature dew point is kind of pretty close to each other. Plus, we have a big, bright full moon out there, a super moon, if you will, and that moon helping to illuminate the particulates in the atmosphere, the fog particles in the atmosphere. So that also will add to a little bit of the glare factor. Low beam headlights, little slower speed, plenty of room between you and the car in front of you this morning. East-northeast wind coming in at about 3. We're looking at 63 degrees in Wauchula, 65 in Arcadia, Mayaca. Parrish coming in at 64, so is Bradenton. Lakewood Ranch at 65, so is Venice, Inglewood, Longboat Key, Northport, and Punta Gorda comes in at 63. The fog seems to be thickest around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor and also right along the immediate coastline. But certainly inland, you can get some patchy fog building there over the course of the next couple of hours. No rain in the forecast today. Again, we're dry. We continue to watch a area of low pressure and a frontal boundary just to our north, sinking southward slowly. It'll take about 24 hours for the front, located now just in the northern part of the state, to make it into our area. And as it does so, it's going to weaken. So the amount of rainfall that you see here is not indicative of the amount of rainfall that we will get here locally as that front sinks southward. In fact, we'll be lucky to see some showers around here, but I'll put the rain chance at about 20%. Again, most of the country experiencing some pretty quiet weather, but frigid weather as that cold air sinks southward around a big dome of high pressure located just to our north. Our high has kept our winds out of the west, but that will be changing. In fact, we've had a little bit of a shift in the winds over the last couple of hours, more to the north. But as that front sinks slowly southward, our winds will become out of the north or northeast for a matter of a whole day. And what that will do will be to draw down some drier air and eliminate our fog issue tomorrow morning, I think. So for today, a little bit of fog, then a sun-cloud mix in the afternoon, dry skies, and we'll wait for that front to arrive tomorrow. That's when we'll probably get a couple of days of relief from the fog issues that we've been having. As far as temperatures go, you can see the really chilly temperatures sinking southward. St. Louis at 18 right now. New York City and Washington and Boston still pretty mild in the 30s and 40s, but that will change as we head into tomorrow and Friday. So if you're heading up there for the weekend, it's going to be cold indeed. Most of that cold air will bypass us, but we'll get a little drop in our temperature and we'll get a good drop in our dew point values. Southwest wind coming in at about 5, shifting to the west and then northwest. 2 to 3 foot seas and a light chop. Watch for that fog. It's going to linger out in Gulf waters a little bit longer than it will over shore. We're looking at daytime highs tomorrow that'll be a little bit cooler, a little bit drier after we get through with some morning showers. And then we'll look for a couple of days of cooler, drier weather before we start to raise our temperatures back into the 80s. Don?
Thank you, John. It was actually very nice this morning, the temperature. And taking a look at the roadways, they're very nice this morning, too, after yesterday's just havoc on the roadways. Today is looking good right now. Obviously, not a lot of people on the road. There is fog around, so be aware of that. Again, leave yourself a little time. But no issues or delays right now in Manatee County. And you look at Sarasota County, the same is holding true there. And looks like not many people at all on the roadways at this time in the morning, which is 5:20, all the way through South County. Today's amazing Suncoast woman can shoot, fight, and make spur-of-the-moment life and death decisions. She's also the chief of the Sarasota Police Department. Linda Carson has her story.
Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette DePino was born and raised in Baltimore.
I wanted to be a police officer ever since I was a little girl. My dad was a police officer and he was my hero, and I heard all the stories that he and my grandfather would tell, and it was something that I just was fascinated with.
But Bernadette's dad felt law enforcement was too dangerous. He wanted her to be a lawyer, but fate intervened.
And an opportunity to join the Baltimore County Police Department came, and I promised my dad I would continue to go to school, but I wanted to take that opportunity to be a police officer.
She was a Baltimore police officer for 3 years and won the respect of her fellow officers.
But I think police officers, no matter where, they're looking to make sure that you can handle yourself. And as soon as you were able to prove yourself, whether it's through they saw you handle a call or backed them up on call.
She became a narcotics detective.
And then I moved to Ocean City and continued to do narcotics enforcement and then started getting promoted.
She became a member of the SWAT team.
Was the first woman on our team in Ocean City, and then eventually the commander of the team. I was on the team for 10 years and the commander for 4.
She's never had to shoot anybody, but she has had to fight.
I've been in big fights, big bar fights, arresting people that, when I was working as a narcotics officer, you had to fight them to put them under arrest.
And she moved up the ranks.
I was the first female sergeant in Ocean City, then lieutenant, and then I was fortunate to make major and acting chief, and then was selected to be the chief of police in Ocean City.
10 years later, she was named Sarasota police chief. Her father and her grandfather were here to see her sworn in. Her daughter is a police officer in Baltimore.
She is amazing, been on the job in Baltimore County for over 11 years. She was named Officer of the Year twice this year by 2 community organizations.
Yes, she worries.
Being a very prayerful religious person, I pray for her all the time and put her in God's hands.
Chief DePino believes in community policing,
where you go out and you develop relationships and trust with citizens in the community.
Her life lesson she learned from her dad. He taught her being a police officer is about self-satisfaction.
You can't depend on other people to thank you or give you awards or accolades. As long as you know you've done the best that you can and you can look at yourself in the mirror, that's what this job in law enforcement's about.
Chief DePino, you are truly an amazing Suncoast woman, and we're so honored to have you protecting our community. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Could self-driving cars be just around the corner? Well, we'll tell you about that coming up in Tech Bites.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Kick off the season and find a unique holiday gift at the St. Petersburg Holiday of the Arts. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 3rd annual St. Petersburg Holiday of the Arts. Saturday and Sunday, December 17 and 18th at South Straw Park in St. Petersburg. Bring your sense of discovery and appreciation of the beautiful at the St. Pete Holiday of the Arts. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
It's 5:25, and you don't have to wait anymore for iPhone-compatible wireless earbuds. That's right. ABC's Diane Macedo and Kenneth Gibson have the details.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple's AirPods are finally on sale.
Yeah, they were unveiled in September, and after months of delays, the wireless earbuds are now available online. They'll be available at Apple stores and other retail locations next week. Price tag, by the way, $159. Google has launched a self-driving car company. It's called Waymo, which stands for the new way forward in mobility.
So this is actually the 7th year of the program. The name change signals a desire to make money off the company's research. And Taylor Swift is teaming up with AT&T to launch an on-demand video experience.
It'll be available on DirecTV as well as Uverse and eligible to wireless customers. The programming is divided into 13 chapters. That includes concerts and behind-the-scenes videos.
All Taylor, all the time.
Where do I sign up?
Those are your Tech Bites.
Like, really? Where?
I need to know.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Crayola.
Happy holidays from Crayola. So, when do I start?
Shouldn't it be Spokes Crayon?
Can somebody turn on the AC? I'm melting here.
Chemistry, baby.
So I just hold this part and spray. I'm okay.
The holidays just got more surprising. You can find these great gifts and more in the Crayola aisle. Each sold separately.
Well, finished.
You wouldn't want your painter to quit partway.
Think you missed a spot.
So when it comes to pain relievers, why put up with just part of a day? Aleve. Live whole, not part.
You want this color over the whole house.
Tyler loves chicken. Turns out his old dog food had chicken byproduct meal, not chicken. So I switched to Blue Buffalo.
Blue is made with the finest natural ingredients and no chicken byproduct meal.
We love him like family, so we feed him like family with Blue.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a
a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, an unarmed senior is killed after officers shoot him at his own home. How the investigation into those who pulled the trigger is continuing. Plus, strides are being made in the fight against the leading causes of death, including cancer and opioid overdoses. What new law Obama and Biden are now putting into effect. And wait till you see this. When a USPS truck catches on fire, one driver rushes into action. We'll tell you what happens to the packages that caught on fire.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back, everyone. It's 5:31. I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi, and I have to see that. And
yes,
the U.S. Postal Service,
yes,
well, through rain and sleet and so on. If I remember on a Jeopardy question years ago, I don't know how true, but it was on Jeopardy, so you have to believe it. Or not Jeopardy, Trivial Pursuits. It said that the mail truck was the only legal truck to be able to go through a red light.
What?
Yes.
The only truck?
I know everybody thought police fire, but it was a mail truck. On the answer on Trivial Pursuits, I don't know if that was true.
I did not
it's
know that.
Like if it's on the internet, it's got to be true, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, I don't know about that. Speaking of things on the internet, we got a great video that came in to us, posted on YouTube right now, but it came into our newsroom via a viewer who recorded this last night. Wait for it. Wait for it. This is about 5 o'clock yesterday evening as the sun set in Palmetto. And I could see this from the interstate. Watch that fog just start to roll in. It is amazing. And it was a very thick pea soup there for the longest period of time yesterday evening and really into the nighttime hours. It's cleared up a little bit along the coast right now since we've had a wind shift, but I'll tell you what, it was thick at times. Dense fog advisory up for our area, coastal regions. The visibility down to a half mile or less in some locations. So just allow yourself a little extra time in the commute in case you happen to come up on one of those fog banks, which are around, especially out in waters. Mariners, you're going to see that fog linger longer. Not a whole lot of radar anticipated today. I think we'll see probably mostly sunny skies by afternoon once the fog, where it is, burns off. Daytime highs in the upper 70s. Complete forecast in a minute, Don.
Thank you very much, John. That was a wonderful video. Thanks to Nick there. Now, taking a look at Suncoast roadways right now, that fog is still around in parts, as John mentioned, so be aware of that, but no issues or delays. A little bit of a backup or more volume than other places right there at the elbow on Cortez Road and 41, so be aware of that. But everything else in Manatee County is looking good. 75 as compared to yesterday is totally clear and open, more importantly. And Sarasota County is looking good as well, all the way down into Venice, Northport. Comus is moving along. It's really nice this morning. Now, topping our news this half hour, the investigation is continuing into an officer-involved shooting that left a 73-year-old man dead in California. The family of Francisco Serna says the 73-year-old was suffering from dementia when he was killed. Police say they were called to Serna's neighborhood this week amidst reports of a man threatening neighbors and possibly having a gun. When police got there, they say Serna walked toward one officer and ignored requests to remove his hands from his jacket, and that's when the officer opened fire.
No lower levels of force were attempted by any officer. It is not known exactly how many rounds struck Mr. Serna. That information is based on the investigation and will be reported by the coroner's office. Officers did not locate a firearm at the scene, and it's concluded that Mr. Serna was not armed at the time of the shooting.
Police found a small crucifix on Serna after the shooting, his family confirming that he always carried a crucifix with him. Family also adds police had been called to Serna's home several times before without incident. Newtown is planning to mark the 4th anniversary of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting with a moment of silence today. It was 4 years ago today, December 14, 2012, when a 20-year-old gunman shot his way into the Connecticut schoolhouse and killed 20 children and 6 educators. Adam Lanza fatally shot his mother before driving to school and killing first graders and 6 adults. He then killed himself after the rampage. Prayer services are planned for Wednesday, and a counseling center will be open for extended hours. New video footage has been released as evidence in the trial of Dylan Roof. Here, Roof can be seen firing a weapon at different targets. He also appears to point a red laser at the camera before firing the gun. The 22-year-old has confessed to killing 9 members of Charleston's Emmanuel AME Church during a Bible study in 2015. Roof faces 33 federal charges, with prosecutors pursuing the death penalty. The trial could come to a close as soon as this afternoon. In Washington this morning, reactions are pouring in after President-elect Donald Trump appeared alongside House Speaker Paul Ryan to promote his pick for Secretary of State. ABC's Lana Zach has the details.
Trump supporters in Wisconsin booed native son Paul Ryan.
Speaker Paul Ryan, I've really come to I've come to appreciate him. Honestly, he's like a fine wine.
And during his thank you tour visit, President-elect Donald Trump promoted his unconventional pick for Secretary of State.
Rex will be a fierce advocate for America's interests around the world.
Oil executive Rex Tillerson will be the first Secretary of State to have never served in government or the military. His career, 40 years spent at ExxonMobil, the 8th largest company in the world. But it isn't Tillerson's lack of government experience that's worrying lawmakers. It's his strong ties to Russia.
I've invested a lot of money, our company has invested a lot of money in Russia very successfully.
And ExxonMobil stands to make billions if the Trump administration lifts Russian sanctions. Today, Mr. Trump meets with tech leaders from Apple, Facebook, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. And 2 other appointments made by Mr. Trump: Representative Ryan Zinke of Montana for Interior Secretary. He has said climate change is not, quote, proven science. And Governor Rick Perry picked to head up energy, an agency he called to eliminate. Taken together with Mr. Trump's choice of Scott Pruitt to run the EPA, many climate change scientists are alarmed.
All of these cabinet positions require Senate confirmation, and we are hearing from some Republican members that they have some hesitations about some of these potential choices, though all of them say at this point they are willing to give them fair and thorough hearings. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Some insight this morning into what could be described as President Obama's parting gift. Aimed at cancer research, and Vice President Joe Biden spent a year lobbying for it as well, and it has officially been signed. Now, it's aimed at bringing major breakthroughs in battling cancer and other diseases, and being named after Biden's late son, Beau. Beau passed away in 2015 from brain cancer at the age of 46. The bill boosts federal research and funding for cancer, mental health issues, and opioid addiction.
This is an epidemic that can touch anybody. It could not be clearer that those of us called upon to lead this country have a duty on their behalf.
The bill also includes $1.8 billion in funding for Vice President Biden's Cancer Moonshot Initiative, a project that is aiming to make more therapies available to patients with cancer. Back here on the Suncoast, or back here in Florida, actually, state economists have increased the estimate of tax revenues that lawmakers will have at their disposal in next year's spending plan. A state economist, they have increased the estimate of tax revenues that lawmakers will have at their disposal in next year's spending plan. Forecasters say the state will bring in an additional $141 million in general revenue between now and the end of the 2017-2018 budget year. That begins on July 1st. And that also represents just a small portion of the state's annual spending, and this could present a challenge for Governor Rick Scott, who will use the latest figures to put together his budget recommendations to lawmakers.
We're going to be looking at the budget very carefully to see where it can be, where we can make some reductions so that we can make sure that we have the money available for the priorities of the Senate.
Economists are trying to figure out how much the mosquito-borne Zika virus in Florida will affect future tourism numbers and impact the state's budget. Even with the many issues needing to be addressed within the state, Governor Scott is not forgetting those who have fallen on tough times this year. He and his wife will be taking a moment today to participate in a Christmas basket food drive, helping fill bags with holiday meals and gifts for families in Florida. The governor is also joined by a number of other organizations supporting the cause, including the Florida Lottery, Florida Blue Insurance, and the public supermarket chain. If you're at all worried about your holiday packages not making it to your loved ones in the mail, well, you may want to see this. Caught on camera this week, a postal truck caught on fire while making deliveries in North Carolina. But rather than trying to put it out, the driver of the truck rushed in to save Christmas. He was saving the packages. It was a spur-of-the-moment decision, running to the back of the truck and fighting through the flames, putting his own life in peril to save the gifts until the fire department arrived.
She seemed like she was okay, and she did a fantastic job, a heroic job of trying to save the packages first, especially at this holiday season.
Many of the dozens of saved packages were Amazon deliveries. Amazon heard about the ordeal and says they'll be donating to the local fire department as a thank you to everyone's quick efforts in rescuing those packages. A great reminder this morning that saving Christmas isn't just a job for those in Whoville, but for anyone who stumbles upon the chance to make a difference. Yes, it's the thought that counts, right? And certainly this couple of firefighters in New Jersey as well should be thanked. They made a stunning rescue for a deer that got stuck on a frozen reservoir. The two had to lay down and crawl across the ice, which you're supposed to do on frozen, malleable ice, and while being careful to not break through it and fall in the freezing water below.
It's just something nice to see, based on things we do see, to see something like this where, around Christmas time we're able to get the deer out of the water and hopefully continue on with a happy life.
That's amazing. That's the true holiday spirit. People still have it. That's great.
And like those postal workers who saved Christmas and those packages, they made this rescue happen. Special ice rescue equipment was needed. The whole effort took about 10 minutes to save that little deer. Look at, there they go, pulling him to safety. Poor little guy was probably terrified.
Great story. And may I say, the way you read those last two stories, the hair on my arms
really?
just right up. It's
if
amazing.
I could make just one person get goosebumps, it's all been worthwhile.
Wow. We have a little bit of fog out there this morning. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right, it may be the season of sharing and saving packages from fire, but some of us feel like a holiday of hopelessness. Well, we'll tell you what doctors recommend for those having a little blue Christmas coming up in Health Smart.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Attention breast cancer survivors. If you experience permanent hair loss or baldness after chemotherapy, you may qualify for a cash award. Thousands of women suffering breast cancer were given a chemotherapy drug without being warned about the possibility of irreversible alopecia. If you or a loved one suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy, call 888-622-8732. Time to file a claim is limited. 888-622-8732. That's 888-622-8732.
Kick off the season and find a unique holiday gift at the St. Petersburg Holiday of the Arts. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The third annual St. Petersburg Holiday of the Arts. Saturday and Sunday, December 17th and 18th at South Straw Park in St. Petersburg. Bring your sense of discovery and appreciation of the beautiful at the St. Pete Holiday of the Arts. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
Rich finishes, beautiful colors, and over 1,000 different fabrics and leathers to choose from. With Bassett Custom Furniture at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. Get a quality-built Bassett Queen Sleeper with your choice of inner spring, gel, or Air Dream mattress, starting at only $9.99. Come in today, and we'll guarantee your Bassett Custom Furniture will be shipped before the holidays. With our complimentary design service, start designing, start loving. Only at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before.
And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet. Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, looking at some pretty thick fog in places out there currently. Mostly down around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor seems to be where it's the thickest, though satellite indicating that all along the coastline out in Gulf waters, there's a lot of fog thick out there. And, you know, any little shift in the winds could certainly bring that on shore. Along the coastline, it's going to be a slow go, I think, right along the immediate coastline. And in inland areas, we're starting to see some fog forming there, too, reducing, you know, visibilities down to a half mile or less even in some places. So allow yourself a little extra time in case you just happen to come along one of those fog banks that really will just reduce visibility fast and require those low beam headlights, a little extra space between cars, and a slower speed. Hopefully you won't see any on your commute, but it's out there in places. 64 degrees the air temperature, dew point coming in at 63. Calm winds right now. Winds have over the last couple of hours kind of shifted a little bit more to the north, and that's helped to draw down a little bit of drier air. So the dew point values, while they were up in the mid-60s earlier on this night, now they're in the lower 60s. So that's good news. Around the area, 62 degrees, Wauchula, 65, Arcadia, 64, Myakka, Parrish, Bradenton, 65, Lakewood Ranch, Northport coming in at the same, so is Venice and Inglewood, Longboat Key, ditto. We're looking at a day today that starts out very similar to what we saw yesterday, with maybe not quite as widespread a coverage of the fog. But again, no rain showers in the forecast this morning, but that fog will linger right along the immediate coastline into the mid-morning hours. We're watching this frontal boundary located just to our north, kind of slowly sagging southward. It's going to take 24 hours before it hits our doorstep, but it will eventually get here in a weakened form. So some of these larger storms that we see right now along Cape San Blas and up through Tallahassee, along 10 toward Jacksonville, those are going to decrease in intensity as this whole system works its way southward. What we will get out of that is a little bit of a wind shift, which will take some of this very fair weather, but very cold weather over across much of the United States and push it southward into our region a little bit. We won't get really cold, frigid winds or air out of this frontal passage, but we will get a little bit of drier air. And that drier air, that'll take away the fog chance right straight into the weekend. The high-pressure ridge located to our south had been pumping moisture into our area today and for the last several days, and that has allowed for the fog formation to occur. Now, with that front sinking southward, we can anticipate the wind shift out of the north or even northeast over the next day or two, and that will allow for that little reduction in our afternoon humidity. But this morning, fog, then sun cloud mix, dry skies, and then tomorrow the front comes through with perhaps a little bit of rainfall in the morning hours. Rain chance at about 20%. That's it. As far as the forecast for boaters go, you know, we'll be battling that fog this morning, but after it melts away, you'll be looking at a southwest wind shifting to the west at about 10 knots. Forecast calling for pretty nice conditions out there on the waterways. Daytime highs topping out around 77 degrees or so. Tomorrow, that 20% chance of a morning shower, little cooler in temperature for a day or two. And then we start to climb back up in our temperatures and work in a chance of showers starting Sunday. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways at 549. Everything is looking good all throughout the Suncoast. Manatee County is free and clear, as is Sarasota County from the north top to the bottom tip. Now, depression, loss, and loneliness can hit extra hard when they coincide with the holiday season, which is supposed to be so joyous. But one Sarasota mother is sharing a message of hope after the loss of her son. ABC 7's Alex Redmond has her story.
Losing my son, Jamie, was unbelievable, but he suffered so much.
Heather Myers is experiencing what no mother should have to go through this holiday season, the loss of her 19-year-old son to stage 4 glioblastoma, brain cancer.
He was given, when diagnosed, less than 6 months of survival, and he survived for over 2 years, and so that was a miracle.
Jamie Myers' mom says he graduated top of his Pineview class while undergoing chemo and radiation.
4 months since his passing, and it's Christmas Eve, and staying strong and staying powerful. I know that that's what he would have wanted.
Psychologist Dr. Eddie Renier says everyone experiences loss differently.
That doesn't mean that all the things we absorbed about them, their love, their charm, their wit, their scent, the colors that they love, disappears with that severed tie. Those things are still in us.
Something Heather Myers wants to share.
As I've said, the shell is gone, the energy is here.
Dr. Renier says that although it's normal to feel more of a sense of loss or loneliness, particularly during the holidays, that if these feelings persist for more than a couple of weeks, that's the time to seek professional help.
Thousands of people in Sarasota are lonely even in a crowd. Don't keep it to yourself. Tell people you're lonely. Go to a church, talk to a rabbi, talk to a priest, talk to a friend.
But grief is terrible anytime, says Dr. Renier.
Even when we expect it and then we know the best thing for the person. During the holidays, during this Christmas time, it's even worse.
Dr. Renier explains some people better understand that life as we know it has a beginning and an end, and loss is an individual experience.
The energy, right now, I feel him. The wind is blowing. I feel like that is Jamie saying, thank you, Mom, you know, I love you.
Reporting in Sarasota, Alex Redmond, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Heather Myers took care of my 2 sons at the YMCA and the daycare, and that whole community is feeling the loss. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Sarasota, we're uncorking something special at Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room. Shop in a relaxed atmosphere with our wine specialists. You'll find 1,000 international wines, 200 under $20. National brand and boutique liquors at competitive pricing. Handcrafted beers. Stop by Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room today and let us show you something exceptional.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
A young boy battling brain cancer got to play cop for a day, and the culprit that he caught is legendary. Colin Tolland caught the Grinch red-handed as he tried to steal presents from under the Christmas trees around Ithaca, New York. The little boy was honored by the police department and the Ithaca court system yesterday. It was all part of a fundraiser to help Colin's family with his medical bills. Colin says he understands the true meaning now of Christmas.
The real meaning of Christmas isn't taking the presents. The real meaning of Christmas is to have fun with your family.
The Ithaca Police Department raised more than $4,000 to help out Colin. So Merry Christmas to him. Wonderful thing they did, John.
It's a lovely story.
Indeed it is.
It really
is 5:56, and we'll be back with the headlines of the day coming up.